Hello, Murray Newlands here with Performance Marketing Insider TV in San Jose, speaking with Bruce Clay from Bruce Clay Inc.
Yes.
Bruce, tell me, what are you doing at this conference?
I'm an exhibitor and a sponsor, and I'm conducting a training class actually at the end of the conference, a full-day class as a partnership with the Search Marketing Expo conference itself. So I'm pretty well wired into the conference. I was the very first sponsor of the very first SMX conference, so I've been participating in this right from the beginning. So it's pretty good. I really think that this is a conference that focuses predominantly on people that have a lot of interest in search, and certainly I've been there.
And you were telling me it's interesting the way Google are working in that you have to work with them to give them your content. But once everyone's given them their content, Google will no longer need them. Tell me about that.
Sure. Google is working on something referred to as the knowledge graph. And the knowledge graph, in its depends upon who you talk to, but in its initial perception is it's a description of objects. And I believe that it's really more a description of facts. But it allows Google to understand the content on your website at a level where they know that you're talking about this particular object, and you describe it using microformat code so that Google will see that you're talking about something that is 3 inches by 6 inches and weighs, 20 ounces, and they can figure out objects. The perception, though, that we have is based on what Google has historically done with objects. Google is now able to answer questions. For instance, if I say, how high is the Eiffel Tower, Google has crawled enough sites that say it is X number of feet, and they'll be able to answer the question without having you go to any website. And where objects start spilling over into facts are things like, what is the temperature?
Yeah, absolutely. Already you can search Google and you find the temperature.
Now, yes, you could find the temperature, and I think that they're going to get into other items. And certainly Google will have the ability as a spider to pick up on all these objects. So they will know that this object has this characteristics, and anybody asking a question about that, they'll be able to answer. Now, that doesn't mean that Google will answer questions like, how do I do something complex? Because that is not something they can answer in that much room at the top of a search page.
Yeah.
But right now, if you say, what is the stock price of so-and-so, you no longer have to go to a brokerage house. And if you say, what is the currency exchange rate for dollars into euros, they no longer have to go to an exchange site. And I think that's going to continue.
And from Google's perspective, it's interested in doing that, presumably because you don't have to leave Google, therefore you continue to search and you see their ads. And that's financially, that works from Google's perspective.
Yes, and when you think about the facts about everybody has to agree, Google's a public company, Google's in the business of making money. And a vast majority from search, a vast majority of that money is the first page of search results. I'll bet 90% of the people that are watching this never go to page 2 of the search results unless they're looking for their own websites.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? So we have learned to search, and it's on the first page of results. And if it's not, we change our query.
Yeah.
That means Google makes all their money on page 1. And in order for Google to make more money on page 1, they want people to stay on page 1. And if they can ask a question and Google can give you an answer, and then they can get you to click on an ad, I think Google's going to win.
So, as a strategy, in order to work with Google, you have to provide them with as much information as possible. And in the short to medium term, you're going to have to do that. As a business, what can you do to best take advantage of this?
Well, there's a really complex strategy that you have to apply to content. We need to understand that Google is matching up the searcher's preference to a website that caters to that same preference.
Absolutely.
So the searcher side, they're using web history and consecutive searches and your geographic location to eliminate ambiguity.
Yep.
What we have to be able to do on the content side is use the kind of words and the kind of descriptions to also eliminate ambiguity. Again, on an object level, that would be the knowledge graph. On a content level, it's using synonyms and it's using the stemmed version, singular and plural and past tense of all these words. So if we are able to use all of the different forms of the word, then we can actually create a web page where the persona of the web page can be matched to the persona of the person doing the query.
Right. It's all about knowing your customers and what they're searching for, basically.
Correct, it is. And describing it in a way that the search engine is able to see that you are matching your audience.
Fantastic. If people want to find out more about this and work with you, how do they do that?
Well, bruceclay.com is our website, and you can get there. And actually, there's 8,000 pages there, so there's plenty of content for people to browse through. They should be able to reach me. My email's bclay@bruceclay.com. They can always send me an email. I'm actually reachable, and I enjoy that.
Bruce, thank you very much. Have a wonderful show.
Thank you.
I'm Murray Newlands. You're watching Performance Marketing Insider TV. I'll see you next time.